Fake meat, such a rough subject for anybody who likes to eat steak, chicken, pork, fish, any of that stuff. Pretty much the only people you hear talk up like fake meat products are people who are like vegan, vegetarian, stuff like that, because it's all they eat. And they swear it's the same stuff as regular meat. Just give it a shot. But you'll often hear like diehard meat eaters who love their steak and their chicken and all that say, no, it's gross. It's not, it sucks. It's bad, without even actually ever trying it. So I was at the store one day. I was like, you know what? Let's give these a shot. Let's go ahead and go through just a gauntlet of different fake meats and see if they measure up to the real stuff, or if they're even just good on their own. But I'll be doing them week by week, section by section. I will not have a repeat of the Dolly Parton video. I've had all that cake stuff in one go. Baked it all at the same time, ate it all at the same time. I had leftover cake for several days. No one else wanted to eat it. Only me. I won't go through that again. So yeah, to remedy that, I'm just going to go ahead and just do like a weekly gauntlet. Different sections of different meat, different types of like fake meat. So let's get it rolling. Okay, first round. We've got what I like to call the random category, because I didn't really know what category to put these guys in. But they're all known. You've probably seen these guys before. First, we've got, of course, the main one, tofu. Got extra firm because that's, I don't know why I grabbed that one, but I did. We got tempeh, which is like a bunch of packed soybeans, I think. And you got the Garden branded 7-grain chicken tenders, but it's like plant-based chicken, so it's not real actual chicken. No birds harmed making this one. All right, check out this tofu first. Cut it open like this. Yeah, it's kind of getting the juice everywhere. Kind of got to be careful of that one. Pour that out so I'm not making a mess anymore. Block of white. I guess they'll kind of do what they typically do. They kind of just like cut it all up into cubes. They just kind of like stir fry that on the stovetop. Get a little oil for this one. Was that too much? It's fine. I'm just gonna cook them all. Whatever. No, didn't mean to hit that. Start. And we wait. Yeah, I may have used a little too much oil, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. Maybe this is kind of a heinous choice, but I think I'm gonna stick with seasoning this stuff with no more than like salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. That's what I'm gonna throw on all of these meats, because I want to be able to judge them all like equally and fairly. I don't want to be putting different seasonings on different meats and then it just turns out it's not a good control, is the best way to say that, I guess. That in there. A bit of salt, garlic powder, pepper. But if there is a different way that you guys love to prepare your meatless meats, let me know. I will give that a try in my own personal time. This might cause a bit of a mess. There you go. Starting to look pretty good to me so far. It's kind of starting to brown on some of these edges. It's also kind of glistening. You can also see them seasonings in there. So hey, I'm looking forward to eating this. All right, well that tofu's finished cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the tempeh. It's double wrapped. Okay. I'll just cut this bar into strips. Yeah, it's a bar. Did I say that? It's just like a bar of like packed soybeans. That's what this is, right? Yeah, organic soybeans. And it does recommend that I cut them into strips. So that is what I'll do. Gotta hurry up for the tofu overcooks though. All right, good enough. I don't think it's looking too bad. Some pretty tofu. It looks like chicken from a glance. Huh. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and season this all the same stuff. A bit of salt, garlic and onion powder, and pepper. I feel like I overdid it, maybe. I don't know. I have been told I over-season things. Drop that in there. When you cook them, I think you're supposed to kind of have them flat on the pan, kind of like you're cooking little pieces of Spam or something. I think that's good enough. That'll do. All right, and here's our items 3. We got the tofu, We got the little tempeh strips here, and we got the not chicken tenders. I probably should get a fork. Hold on. Okay, first off, we're gonna try the tofu. A generous mouthful of that. Okay, so if you haven't had tofu before, it's got like a spongy texture. It comes in things like extra firm, there's silken tofu. It comes in a variety of like softness and firmness. So there's really like a variety for you to pick on, depending on how the texture you would like your tofu. So try them all if you'd like. Well, what I got was extra firm. I think it holds up pretty well in the pan. With the seasoning I used, I don't think I overdid it, so it turned out pretty good. I can definitely eat this up. I've had tofu before. This isn't my first round. I've only had a couple meatless meats, and this is like one of them. But I've always enjoyed tofu enough. I'm not saying I like enjoy it more than like chicken or meat. It's its own thing, okay? It's supposed to be replacement meat, but it really is its own thing. You can enjoy this, but also enjoy, you know, real meat. I think it's pretty good. I've got to put it in like a low A tier, but I'll say A tier because I've always liked tofu enough. All right, next up we got the tempeh. Cut that into strips. Color's not too bad on that, I suppose. So let's see. I mean, it doesn't just look like a bunch of compacted soybeans. It tastes like a bunch of compacted soybeans, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are. To me, this really also kind of tastes like, a more accurate way for me to describe this, in my opinion, it's like softened peanuts mushed together to make a log or something like that. That may sound very unappealing to some people, I understand, but it's not bad flavor. Like, if you like the flavor of peanuts, picture that when you're crunching on peanut, but a little softer. Not mushy, but a little softer. It's not bad, but I will say I like the tofu more. Again, it does remind me of peanuts tempeh. It does, so I feel like that can only go so far, depending on what you put it in. You have it by yourself, fine. You want to put it in stuff, it probably wouldn't work as well as something like tofu. I would give this like a B. It'd probably be in the like a B tier, you know? I wouldn't put it any higher than that. All right, last we got these chicken nuggets, or chicken tenders. They're looking and feeling pretty crispy, I'm not gonna lie. And they don't even look overdone, at least not to me. I think they match the picture. Pop that up again. Sure, but yeah, try them by themselves first. They're not bad. They definitely do cook up decently crispy in the air fryer. It kind of tastes like I'm just eating like cafeteria, like chicken tenders. Like, in my opinion, if you didn't tell me this wasn't chicken, like some chicken tenders from like a school cafeteria, I wouldn't know the difference. They're not bad. I could eat these. You'll catch up. They're not bad, but they're not great either. This isn't really blowing my mind. They're okay for what they're trying to be, but again, they are trying to be something. Unless you're a vegetarian or vegan or something, like you just don't eat meat, I wouldn't recommend these over like a regular chicken tender. You're better off just getting a regular frozen chicken tender. But they're not bad though. I couldn't put it higher than B tier. Just barely over the tempeh. The tempeh is the worst one here, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's okay. All right, next. All right, we're hopping into week 2 now. And this time around on the meat-free train, we're gonna go ahead and do burgers. Got 3 different selections today. I got the Dr. Praeger black bean quinoa veggie burgers. Got the popular Boca All-American veggie burgers. And we got the Morningstar Farms original chicken patties. I don't think I said this last week when I did this, but I'm gonna try and get like as many different brand varieties as I can, at least for each week. So you're not gonna see a week where I do like 5 items and like 4 of them are gonna be Dr. Praeger brand, you know? I wanna see as many of the options as we can out there.
Slap some of these in there for, should probably clean that. Conveniently enough, the chicken patty and the black bean quinoa burger both need to be set at 400 degrees, like 8 minutes. So cook them both at the same time.
Why you gotta try and air fry everything? It's easy, sue me.
But with the Boca burger, I was wrong. Apparently there's no air fryer instructions on that. It says to cook it on the stove in the microwave, and I think I'm gonna go with the stove. I'm sure you could cook it in the air fryer and it would be just fine, but it also says to cook thoroughly, so I'm gonna be safe. They are soy protein burgers. I don't 100% know what that means. Just got to give these a flip occasionally.
Okay, the 3 burgers are done. We've got the Boca burger, the chicken patty, and the black bean quinoa burger. I'm just going to keep it simple and just try them as is, as opposed to trying to make a whole burger with all the fixings with it. First off, that Boca burger. Color's kind of nice. It looks enough like real meat.
But I mean, if you look at it hard enough, you can kind of like tell it's not the same. Doesn't look enough like real meat to fool most people, I don't think.
See how it tastes. I mean, it's got a decent flavor. I don't hate that. I could eat more of that. Just made of soy protein? Yeah, the top 3 ingredients of this are like water, soy protein concentrate, reduced fat cheddar cheese. And then the next couple parts are like a milk and a cheese culture. So it's really just looks like a lot of like soy protein and cheese. So yeah, I see that. This just tastes like cheese to me. I definitely don't hate this. I could eat this again. You give me a Boca burger, say we're having Boca burgers for lunch and dinner, I'm not upset. What's that Nate's here? About the tofu. Best thing so far, in my opinion. All right, give these chicken patties.
Looks like your standard chicken patty with the breading. You know, the inside is, looks like chicken enough to me.
Like your standard processed, like frozen chicken patty. I couldn't tell you the difference visually. And taste-wise, I don't know if I could tell you a difference. See, with the Boca burger, it was good in my opinion, but you can tell that didn't taste like actual like meat. Like that's not gonna fool a lot of people. Though with this, if you slap this as like the chicken patty, like the quality is school cafeteria type of thing. Like if you're in like a school cafeteria and you like, oh yeah, the crispy chicken sandwich, this could pass if you didn't tell anybody. No one would know this is meatless. Made with 100% plant protein, but what is that? Top ingredients are water, wheat flour, soy protein concentrate, and vegetable oil. And the last ingredient, soy protein isolate. So just soy protein and oil and flour. I don't mean to be mean, but kind of sounds like the ingredients to Soylent Green or whatever. If I didn't know that was people, that's what I would think that was, just soy protein, water, and oil. But it tastes okay. Let's be real. All of our crap is processed. So much of this is processed. So, I mean, you're not really getting much different here, I don't think. But it's not bad. I could put this in B tier. It's good, but it's nothing special. Lastly, we're going to check out to these black bean quinoa burgers. This one looks a little interesting.
Kind of see them quinoa seeds, I think, in there. The beans, cutting into it. Just kind of, looks how you would expect. About the same up top.
But then again, it also is like a black bean burger. It kind of cooks like how beans would expect if you made them into like a solid patty form. I mean, conceptually, it sounds off. It's just definitely not something I would see most people being like, hey, instead of beef, I'm going to go ahead and go with the black bean burger. But it doesn't taste bad, in my opinion. It's really just one of those things where, like, if you like the taste of beans, that's just all this is. It's just cooked, like a cooked bean patty. That's all it is. It tastes just like that. You like refried beans? Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I'd put it in a C tier though, I don't hate this, but it's probably one of my least favorite things so far, Given the price of eggs nowadays though, maybe beans is the way to go. Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered Impossible Burgers exist. Impossible Burgers. How on earth am I going to do fake meat burgers but not do Impossible Burgers? They're like the fake meat burger. You're probably asking, oh, why is it already cut open? Because my microphone here decided it would be the funnest thing ever to just not record sound for that whole clip. Isn't that fun? Isn't that so much fun? Even though it's on, it didn't record the sound, so I have to redo this. I had a whole bit I was going to say, but it, let's just cook the burger.
It's kind of like an odd pace with a little white chocolate chips. I'm sure that's not what that is. I'm kidding. Slapped it on the grill. Pan. Flip the burger. Here is the completed product. Cut into it to make sure it wasn't pink still.
Now we got our Impossible Burger. Now we got the Impossible Burger patty. You better film. You better take my sound. That's what I bought you for. You weren't a cheap microphone, okay? If I gotta eat a second burger because you f***ed up. Still hot. Now, it doesn't taste bad. I seasoned it with the same blend I did the other stuff with. It's just salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. It's not bad. Weird. It's a little reminiscent for me of just like a frozen sausage patty. Kinda weird. It's softer than regular meat would be. It's not like paste. It's not gooey, but it's just softer. That's all it is. It's not bad though. Again, this is something I would eat if offered this. If said, hey, we're gonna have Impossible Burgers tonight. Sure, sounds good. Do I prefer it to actual meat? Not particularly, no. I don't hate it either. I'd have to slap it into like B tier. Okay. All right, new week, same old me. This week, we're gonna go ahead and try different like plant-based sandwich meats and sandwich stuffs. Got a plant-based hot dog, and yes, I said hot dogs are a sandwich. You take meat, you put it between two pieces of bread. Same shit. We got tofurkey, we got plant-based turkey slices, and then we have seitan.
Oh, do you mean like Satan from the Bible?
No, you stupid child. Why on earth would I be eating a biblical figure? Satan actually isn't Satan. It's pronounced seitan. Basically, all this is, it's just gluten-filled flour mixed with water and whatever spices you want to go with it. What I've seen people do is I've seen them do like a 1-by-1 ratio. They'll take like a cup of gluten-filled flour and a cup of like a broth, like vegetable broth, beef broth or whatever. And then they'll go ahead and mix it together to form a dough and tear it off in chunks and go ahead and cook it on the pan that way. And then from there, it's just flavoring it however you want with different spices, sauces, just like you would with any other meat. First, I'm gonna start out with these Light Life Jumbo Smart Hot Dogs, the plant-based ones. Put it in some sandwich bread, because that reminds me of my childhood. Right by itself. Like they're okay. There's no snap in the skin, okay? You know when you take a bite into like an all beef hot dog, you get the snap of that skin. There's no like juiciness inside of the hot dog right there. It's not as flavorful. It reminds me of a bar S hot dog, okay? Those cheap hot dogs that I don't know if anybody else, but I got those a lot as a kid, what my mom would get. Flavor's not as much there. The snap in the skin is almost non-existent. It's okay, but I would never get this over just like a regular like all beef hot dog, you know? I eat any food, okay? I'm not vegetarian, vegan, but I'm not gonna shy away from like a meat-free meat, you know? Does it taste good? That's all I care about. And this is just okay. It reminds me of a lower quality hot dog. I'd rather just go for an all beef. But it's not terrible. I'd have to give it a C ranking at best. Next, we're gonna go ahead and try out the tofurkey pastrami style peppered slices. Have I ever tasted pastrami? Okay, so the meat-filled pastrami. It's kind of like a blend, for me, it's kind of a blend between roast beef and ham. It's pretty good. But that's not why we're here. Let's try the meat-free stuff. Like 3 slices of this would be just fine. Now, the color is a little to me. It's brown, like a tan colored meat. So look-wise, not the best. But we're here for the taste. The consistency and flavor in the mouth does sort of a little bit remind me of like pastrami, but like pastrami light, which is more or less what this is. It's got the mouthfeel, and it's got kind of the similar flavor, kind of like a mix between roast beef and ham. But it's a little off, but it's not bad. You know, it tastes okay. If someone handed me a sandwich with tofurkey in it, I'd be okay with that. I'd eat it. No complaints. Not terrible. I'd probably put it like at a low B. Turkey style deli slices, plant-based. You know, I don't think I need this bread. The bread kind of just gets in the way. We're just here to try the meat anyway. Let's get some of this. Now, again, it's brown. The tan color is not something that's visually appealing to me when it comes to sandwich meat. But it does feel and kind of taste like turkey. I'll give it to them. It's not bad. I'd be okay with this if someone gave me this. Also, the protein distribution of fat, 3 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein in like one serving. It's not too bad. That's about what you would expect from a typical deli meat. 4 slices for that amount, you know? I'd put that at B rank too. It's okay. And next up we have seitan.
The biblical figure?
No, not the biblical figure.
My parents said I was a mistake.
Yeah, I can see that, kid. All right. Pick some of this off. Like I explained earlier, all this really is just like gluten-filled flour with some type of liquid. Some people use water, but a lot of people I've seen use different flavored broths, typically vegetable broths, since this is mainly eaten by vegetarians, vegans. I've seen people mainly use this as like a chicken substitute. I get it. The texture of itself is spongy, you know? I can understand how they say it tastes like chicken, but like canned chicken, you know? Not like chicken thighs or chicken breasts. It's not terrible though. I don't know, let me try this cooked up a little bit because I just kind of ate this raw. I need to get the full cook test. Cook this up with some of this orange stir-fry sauce that I had at the house. Okay, this is definitely way better cooked. The skin gets a little crispier, and you put it in a sauce. The texture is still a little spongy, but it's not as spongy. It's better. And the flavor of the whatever sauce you choose really like brings it up. But really, you could say that about any meat, you know? Most people are not eating plain unseasoned chicken for the joy of it, all right? You're gonna season and sauce any meat that you get. Not bad. Half a gram of fat, 18 grams of protein per serving. There are 4 just in this servings in this whole deal. You could eat almost like 80 grams of protein in that, if you care about that, like I do. But not bad. I would definitely recommend cooking it, adding a sauce. Okay. You know, I said this was like a sandwich type meat, which I guess you could put in a sandwich, but then I just kind of proceeded to cook it with a sauce, so I could put it. Whoops. Not bad though. Out of everything, this is probably something I would go to more than anything I've had so far. It'd be like a low A tier. Just diversify your sauces. Now for the bacon seitan. I definitely don't like how this looks. Looks like fruit leather. You ever had that? But it's also brown. But at the same time, it's like I've said, seitan is literally just like flour along with whatever broth you choose. Anytime I see seitan being cooked and made, it's typically brown. So that's kind of be the base color of anything seitan-wise. Like the tofurkey we had earlier. It's pretty much, if you look at the ingredients, it's pretty much just seitan, but mixed with tofu. That's why it's called tofurkey. There's tofu in it. Smells okay. I don't know what they did to it. Not a bad smell though. Normally I wouldn't have bacon raw, but it's, again, just flour. Yeah. I understand what they're going for, but this is more like a deli meat than anything. Let's cook it up. Now we got our cooked bacon seitan, crisped up a little bit. Instantly it reminds me of like if you would cook up like thin layers of Spam. I don't like it. It's not repulsive, but like as a man who just like eats bacon, this is worse than turkey bacon. Like I don't like turkey bacon. I think this is, the texture's just not there. I understand it's like trying to be bacon. This is one of those things that's just like trying to be bacon, and this just doesn't really succeed. This will be for some people. Again, if you were like a vegan, vegetarian, this is something definitely for you. It's not a repulsive choice, but just based off of flavor and that being the only bias I put on any of these items on my channel, it's just not for me. I would never pick this up again or try to make this by myself at home. I'd put it in a D tier, not F, because it would be disgusting if it was an F, but it's not. D tier, easy. Again, I bought these seitan stuff at like an H-E-B. That's where I found these at, not at Walmart, not at Kroger. So if you're trying to find this, that's where I would go to look for this type of stuff. But honestly, like I've said, you can make this at home. It's super easy from what I've seen people do it. You just add whatever broth or whatever water you're going to do. Like, do a cup of flour, do a cup of your liquid, whether it be water or some kind of broth or stock. Mix it up, season it however you want, maybe add some sauce to it. There you go. There's a part of me that wanted to cook it for the sake of this video, but I never even just had it anywhere. The result that I would make, I don't know if it would come out how it was intended. That's why I decided just to buy from a store, just so I can see what it's supposed to be like. So let's get on to the next thing. Oh, it's a new day. All right, guys, new week. This time for the meatless options, I'm gonna go ahead and go with seafood. This is pretty much all I could find. Not a lot of variety. I was looking for that lobster that was circulating a couple years ago. Couldn't find it. I guess they discontinued it and burned it from the market. Maybe it was just that bad. Couldn't tell you. Won't be able to tell you. But today, what we got garden plant-based fish fillets. Then we got 2 different rolls: salmon roll, avocado roll, and California roll. Very cool. Let's start off with the easy one, the fried fish fillets. And we gotta do 400 for like 13 minutes. We gotta wait. You know what, actually, while I wait for that to cook, let's go ahead and just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Start doing the rolls. So these here are frozen rolls, okay? I looked into it and how to cook them. It said to keep them frozen. Do not thaw them in the fridge. What I'm supposed to do apparently is I'm supposed to just like only thaw them right when I'm about to eat them. So that's what I got to do. All right, so I'm going to go with the hot tap water method. It gives me 3 different options of how to do this, but I'm going to go with the hot tap water one because I feel like that would work the best. All right, so you got to remove the frozen sushi from the box. Oh yeah, it also comes with this little glaze and wasabi. This one didn't come with wasabi. All right, so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to fill something like, I guess we'll put both of them in this pot here. Supposed to fill this pot over here with some hot tap water. Not boiling, just hot. And you're just going to submerge these packets in there. Then kind of weigh them down with some kind of plate so they're fully submerged. That'll do it. Cool. And then it says we gotta wait for like 9 minutes, so we gotta wait regardless. So fast forward. Alrighty, time has passed, so it's time to take this stuff out of the water. Go ahead and put these on the big plates and then individually on the smaller plates. Yeah, I went ahead and thawed out these little sauce packets too while I was at it. Okay, they no longer feel like they're frozen, so yeah, I think it did its thing. Let's get this California roll out. I'm gonna have these in those little like 2 half packets. That's good to like portion off if you wanted. Little dude's hard to open. The salmon one is, at least. The California was simple. Going at it with scissors, f it. If I could find scissors, come on. E.T. baby knife. That fell apart. See if this one wants to stay together. Come on. Jeez. Well, now I'm just a little irritated. Little dudes kept falling apart on me. California stuck together for some reason. All right, the fish are done. But first, let's eat the sushi. What came with what? Remember what these little sauce packets were. Okay, so they're both like a tamari sauce. This one's a tamari. This one's like a tamari glaze. And this is a tamari sauce because they're different. There's a difference in the packets, I guess. So let's try those. So yeah, these aren't bad. Like I said, they're thawed out enough. They're still cool in the center, but I feel like that's what you want with sushi. It's what I want. That California roll first. Ah, forget it. It's already falling apart. Not bad. Go to California. What's even in some type? I don't know. All these plant-based meats, some kind of soy. Sure, you knew a lot of things with soy apparently. I can't tell for certain that's exactly what this is, but it contains it. It just gives me a bunch of ingredients. It doesn't really tell me what the center bit is, what the California part of the California roll is. But it tastes okay. I could eat this. Not bad. And this glaze here, not too bad. I'm used to having tamari around the house. It just tastes like soy sauce, if you don't know what that is. It's a soy sauce used for people who are like gluten-free, so they want to stay away from it, so they do like a tamari sauce instead. Same thing, if you didn't know that. Well, not the same thing, but it's a very similar substitute is what I mean. Let's get at that salmon roll. First off, the wasabi, just the littlest bit. First off, the wasabi bit. It's not too powerful, okay? You ever just have like a little chunk of wasabi, a little like Play-Doh like wasabi from like a sushi bit or whatever, some sushi restaurant? This is more just like a sauce than anything. While you can taste that horseradish, that wasabi, it's not too powerful. So it's a good little, it's a comfortable heat, comfortable bitterness. I haven't even had this tamari soy sauce yet. This isn't bad. I'd eat this. You kind of dissect. Yeah, they got that cucumber. They got that avocado. Trying to see if I can figure out what they even made this bit. It's like a solid chunk of fish. Chewy. Fishy. Yeah, I don't know. They simulated some type of fake fish with that. They did okay. I mean, there was a little, check out the center of this. Again, this is also still kind of like a, this is more of a, like a mishmash than anything. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. It's a little different than your regular, like, actual California roll, but salmon roll. But it's a similar flavor, especially if you have all the ingredients together. You're not going to notice too much, you know, the difference that it's plant-based. They're pretty equal as far as standing goes, in my opinion. So I'd probably put these guys in a B tier. They're not too bad. They're pretty okay. But I wouldn't say they're amazing, personally, you know? But then again, California and salmon rolls are not exactly my favorite rolls. They're okay, but they're not what I pick when I go for sushi. So I guess it's better to say, if you enjoy the California roll, the avocado roll, give it a shot. You know, you used to enjoy them, but now you're vegetarian. Maybe get the conscious brand. Not too bad. As far as that little fried fish fillets go, these are fresh out the air fryer, so I'm gonna wait till I pop these into my mouth. But let's take a look on the inside. Not bad. Fishy, almost chickeny. Like a plant-based fish. Okay, so what it seems the top ingredients are going to be water, canola oil, vegetable protein product, then it goes to enriched wheat flour. So like we had the seitan the last time around, I feel like that's a big factor into what this is. They took seitan and that vegetable product and mixed it together. Like the vegetable protein product was there for flavor, but the texture is mainly the seitan. So that's what it seems like to me, just based off of the taste and the texture that I got from that small little tidbit and how it's like formed. A little hot. The breading's good, very flavorful, very crispy. I did mine in the air fryer, of course, so maybe that has something to do with it, but it didn't turn out good that way. You'll ketchup. One of those guys, ketchup with fish, fried fish. See, it's not flaky. It's not flaky though, like your typical like fried fish fillet. It's more, this kind of more to me says like fried chicken, like a fried chicken tender. I feel like I'm eating a big, softer chicken nugget, like a McDonald's chicken nugget. That's kind of what this is like for me. It is tasty though. I could snack on these. I could eat these. This packet here was like $6 or something though. And I think you get like 8 pieces in here. So I don't know if that's worth it to y'all. I'd comfortably put this somewhere in the A tier. It is good. It is tasty. I would get this again. I liked it more than the sushi because where I would gleefully buy this again, if I never ended up buying the plant-based sushi again, I'd be okay with that. You know, when I found it, it was on closeout over at the Kroger that I shop at. If they went away with it forever, I'd be okay with it. But I hope they don't, because if there's people who just went vegetarian who still want to enjoy their sushi, that is a decent alternative. I agree. I feel. Wish I had a little bit more for you this week, but that's kind of all the fish that they've got available that's meatless. So that's it for this week. See you next week. But it'll also be the same video because, you know, I'm going somewhere, but you aren't. Hopefully. Don't click off this video. All right, this week we're moving on to tacos. Ah, yeah, my favorite food. Any kind of taco, doesn't matter what it is, they're all great. Every single one. And before we get to the tacos, I have to ask, do you like music? How about the maracas? Yeah, this is our meat. Some kind of dry deal you have to rehydrate, I think. Should be fun. We've also got chorizo crumbles. And we've got, chicken and beef fajita. I'm going to try out the dry maraca meat first.
All right, so for the maraca meat, you're going to go ahead and have 2 cups of water in a pan, along with 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't have that, so I got vegetable. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, it says or your preferred oil, so it doesn't actually matter.
Then once your water and oil mixture gets to a rapid boil, is that rapid? It's rapid enough for me.
Woo! Get a load of that. I'm gonna add the entire contents to the deal. Then you just stir it up. You just kind of let that cook 7 to 10 minutes, and then it's done. So it'll look something like this. And the rest of these, you're just adding heat to it. And if the chorizo crumbles, you're adding a 1/3 cup of water for the entire bag, and you just dump it in. And you just cook it and stir it up. It's already cooked, so you're really just heating it up and thawing it out. You know, I gotta say, for fake chicken, it's not looking too bad. And hey, we got the steak. That's not looking too bad either.
All right, got myself a little feast here. Real quick, what this stuff is made of. So you got the taco meat. That's over here just made with like pea protein and pinto beans. It's just bean meat. That's all this is. Should taste good. The chorizo is just soy protein concentrate. So you'll see a lot of other fake meats that have that. So it should be pretty much that. And then the chicken and steak is made with vital wheat gluten, the same thing seitan is made from. So it's pretty much just seitan, just flavored different and cooked different. Except steak has fava bean protein. Never had fava beans. Couldn't tell you what they're like. Maybe I'll find out through this. I'm going to put all my tacos on corn tortillas. You can do flour. Whatever. I'm going to dress them all in the same stuff. Just some sauteed, grilled peppers and onions. Add that ground beef first, or the ground beans. I ain't gonna lie, this is looking promising. I like how all this looks. Okay. I mean, the feeling of ground meat is there. You can tell it's not quite the same ground beef you would get anywhere else. It's good. Flavor's there. It's got some moistness to it. The seasoning is good. Because these two came pre-seasoned. These I went ahead and seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Some basic stuff. But these two came pre-seasoned. And the seasoning they used on this one was pretty good. So yeah, I'd definitely eat a whole meal, like 3-4 of these tacos. I gotta put that in S tier. That's really good. Try this chorizo. You know, I kind of want a good helping of that. I feel like this one's gonna be my favorite. Do a little different. Get some lime on this one. If I can open it. Damn it. All right. Oh yeah. I don't know if it tastes just like chorizo. I feel like it's a bit tougher than chorizo in a way that kind of just resembles like ground beef. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It tastes good. It's moist. It's nicely flavored because this one came pre-flavored. And I really have no complaints. I'd have to put this in S tier also. I don't care that it's fake. I'd eat this any day. All right, fajita time. Do the chicken. Okay. The texture and taste is reminiscent of chicken. Like, it's different. It's a lot more tender, but I feel like that's to be expected of something like this. It's like an obvious, like, frozen chicken you would get anywhere. Like, if you're just getting frozen pieces of chicken or something, that's kind of what this is like. But I'm not gonna lie, this is better, though, than, like, real meat frozen chicken. Because sometimes you'll get that weird bit of cartilage or something, or that weird chewiness or toughness when it comes to, like, frozen chicken, like real chicken. You're not going to get that with this. Good. It's tender, but not too tender. As long as you season it well, you know, it's good. Can't say it's better than the other two, though. I had to put that in A tier. All right, last up. Some of that beef. It's like shredded type of beef. Falls apart pretty easily. I hope that doesn't mean it's like a weird soft, like a pasty soft. That's what I'm a little worried about. Hold on, let me some of this by itself. I think it's flavored well enough, man, because I used the typical salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. The texture, though, is a little off. It's not terrible, but it's chewy. Kind of like it's a very fatty meat. It's not bad. If you're into really fatty meat, really chewy meat, I'd recommend this, you know? I would get this again, but I would probably get, again, either one of these, or even the chicken over this. This is probably my least favorite, but it's still good. I'd have to put this, like, in a high B. Like, so far, I think this would have to be, like, the top B tier. Woo! Such a relief that every single item this week with the tacos was a slam dunk. I'm almost tempted to change this to like a lower A, but I'm going to keep it a B. It's like the highest B I have right now. And there's only 1 week left of this. But yeah, everything was really good. I recommend definitely any of those items that I had with this. The Beyond Steak, the Ultimate Plant Chicken Strips, the plant-based meat, the Morocco meat that I kind of made fun of for being dry, you know, surprising. It's just beans. You like beans, you'll like that. And the Morningstar chorizo crumbles, all delicious. Can't really complain too much about any of them. Slam dunks all around. Yeah, whenever I make these, I kind of just like have it as like my meals, my lunches at work for the week. I'm gonna be eating good all week. Very happy. Anyway, let's go next and final week. All right, buddy, we saved the best for the final week. Breakfast. I don't care what cuisine is going about. Breakfast is the best part of every single one, okay? And so I've collected just about as many as like breakfast items, meat-free breakfast items as I could, and I'm gonna try them all for my final week. I would have had something like bacon on here, but I kind of wasted that on the sandwich one with the seitan bacon, which so far is probably the worst one. If I didn't put it in one of the lower ranks, it should be there. Yeah, let's give this a little start. First off, we got eggs from plants. This is a plant-based scrambled egg mixture. Mung bean protein and pressed canola oil is basically what this is. So mung beans and oil.
Gonna cook these eggs up with some egg balance butter, which is like a vegan butter, if I remember right. It's a buttery spread type deal. It's not even on purpose for this video. This is just what we use around the house.
Kind of makes me think of pancake batter a little bit.
I mean, it's pretty eggy looking, pretty convincing.
But does it taste good? The most important question. This is fresh out the pan. Maybe I should wait a second. Let's see how hot this is. Yeah, a little hot, Hold on. I mean, it's okay. It's eggy, yeah. Tastes like eggs enough. The texture's similar to eggs. It tastes kind of like eggs, but I'll say it's a little bland. I don't know if eggs by themselves have any like real flavor. But here, a little salt and pepper, I guess. I'll just add salt. It's fine. It's a little off. Not that it's bad per se, but that like if you're trying to compare it to eggs, like if you gave this to me and didn't tell me it wasn't like actual real eggs, I'd be satisfied with it, but I'd know it's slightly off. Like, hey, this is an off-brand type thing, isn't it? You gave me something kind of fake, didn't you? You gave me powdered whatever, huh? Like, it's not natural eggs. But I could eat them. They're fine. Solid B tier, I suppose. No complaints here, really. But I will say I like regular eggs more, but not much more. Hot. Next, I'll do the two sausages at once. We got the Morningstar Original Sausage Patties and the Beyond Breakfast Sausage Links. Both of these seem pretty simple. 350, 5-6 minutes in air fryer.
This one definitely don't microwave, boil, or deep fry.
So we'll go with the oven method, where it says to preheat for 350, bake to 7 to 8 minutes. I'm sure it'll be fine in the air fryer. This one here is just pea protein. This one here is like wheat gluten and soy protein concentrate. So I'm guessing it's like the seitan from earlier. Yeah, the patties are a little safer because it seems like they're already cooked. But when it comes to these links, it's raw, even though it's not actual meat. I'm guessing that's why it says not to just cook it in the mic. I couldn't tell you.
Gonna put one of each of those in there. And we're gonna cook them both at 350 for 6 minutes. Waiting to preheat is for chumps. All right, it's done. Let's get a look. Oh, maybe another minute or two. All right, let's see if that did it. We've achieved brownness. Good enough.
All right, let's finally give them a shot. So, as far as the sausage patty goes, it looks good in the middle. It's fine. It is okay. It's crispy on the outside. Definitely got like a slight sweetness, even though it's not marketed as like maple. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it. Got some herb seasoning to it. So it's not a bland piece of fake meat. Give them that. I mean, really, it's not bad at all. I can't really say anything bad about it. You can tell that it's not just like a real meat sausage. You put this and a sausage patty next to each other, you're going to tell immediately, and the taste will also reflect that. So, but it's not a bad product to eat. I mean, I ate that whole patty, no hesitation, several bites. I enjoy it. But would I pick this over like real sausage patties? Probably not. But if it's an available option, I'd happily take it. No complaints here. I can put this in a B tier also. Alright, let's see if that link was worth it. I'll be frank, even like regular sausage, I've never been a fan of like sausage links. I never get just a sausage link. Well, cooked all the way. That's good. I had no complaints about this one either. It's not as well seasoned as the patty was, so I'd probably take the patty over that just based off taste and texture. The skin, which could be the fault of me cooking it in the air fryer, I don't know, was a little tougher than I wanted it to be, but it's okay. I would pick a regular sausage link over this any day, though. It doesn't have that same snap that like a sausage link would have. This was more like the crisp. So if you prefer crisp over the snap of a sausage, go for it. That'll be for you. But if you like that snap of a sausage, just get the regular stuff. I give it a C, like a high C. And then lastly, we got the Impossible Breakfast Sandwich. Essentially, this is just egg white, cheese, and soy protein for the sausage fat. Okay, so to put this in the air fryer, we're going to have to separate it between the sausage patty and the egg bits.
And put them down like that.
And put it 325 for 9 minutes.
Probably should have had this in the morning during actual breakfast time, but I'm having it at like 3 in the afternoon instead. Actually, no, f that. You can have breakfast any time of the day. It still tastes just as good.
It's done.
All right, we got our sandwich with the English muffin, the regular cheddar cheese, the possible sausage patty, and the egg white disc. Wait a minute, is egg white vegetarian? Probably the dumbest question I've asked this whole video. Oh, okay. Egg whites are actually vegetarian? Yeah, because I guess the yolk part is the actual chicken fetus. So that makes sense. I didn't realize you could eat egg whites if you were a vegetarian. Hey, the more you know. Let's eat it. Okay. Something about this is just delightfully buttery, savory, crispy because of cooking the English muffin in the air fryer. And I don't normally like English muffins. They're my least favorite kind of bread. And I'm saying I love them here. So I guess I like them in the air fryer when they're all crispy. That's how I need to eat them from now on. But yeah, no. One more bite. S tier. Put it in S tier. Jesus. And I don't know if that's not fair because this is technically like an entire sandwich and not just a piece of meat, but I don't care. S tier. It's delicious. But to be fair, I probably should just single out the actual patty by itself. Okay. Impossible did the meat patty part of it way better than like Morningstar or what was the other one? Beyond Meat. It's actually meaty. It's got that umami factor, right? Umami, not unami. Umami, that's the word. Very satisfying, juicy, flavorful. So this is just a patty. So I maintain my S ranking. It's probably the best breakfast meat I've had in this. This would be a very satisfying start to the day. A little cup of fruit, I'm set. But yeah, that's all for the breakfast stuff. And this is the final week, so I guess I'll give it over to the conclusion portion of this video. All right, now it's over. I've gone through the gauntlet. I've gone through all the weeks of the different fake meats, the different sections. And the only question is, what do I think? Would I give up real meat and just like only eat fake meat, be a vegan or a vegetarian or something? No, but there is really nothing wrong with any of the fake meat that I ate during the weeks. You know, pretty much anything I had, I enjoyed, except for the seitan, bacon. That was really the only thing I could say, hey, don't recommend, not good stuff. Everything else was pretty good. A lot of it was pretty close. Some of it was just good on its own. You know, some stuff you really just gotta like get out your comfort zone and just give it a chance, you know? Just because like a fake meat is, you know, not real meat, doesn't mean it can't be good on its own. Give it a shot. I did. And I didn't really have any problems with any of it. So maybe you'll be influenced to try it too. That's kind of the whole point of my channel. I want you guys to expand your palate a bit, you know, try new things. Look at my goober ass and just be like, you know what? Maybe that guy's got a point. Maybe I'll try the Impossible Burgers. He said they're pretty good. Did I say they were good? Did I like Impossible Burgers? I think I did. I think I liked Impossible Burgers. The Impossible Sausage? Mwah, loved it. But yeah, I would gladly buy any of those products again. I would gladly eat them if they were served to me. Not a problem with pretty much like 99% of those. Seitan bacon can burn. Now that I think about it, there was like fake meat, veggie bacon. Maybe that was better. I don't know. I'm not going to try it for... The video's over. We're done. Okay? Maybe another day. But yeah, thanks guys for sticking around. I hope you had fun watching the video. Hope you maybe will try some of the stuff that I tried out. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. I don't know. And I hope you subscribe and continue to like and watch my other videos here in the future. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.